Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be almost a full phase of testing brand new products. So today I've got the Bite Beauty Changemaker Powder. I also have the Persona blushes that they just came out with, Georgia, and I believe the other one is Caramel. So I have that, and I've never tried this, believe it or not, but the Colourpop No Filter Foundation. I've got the new Glow Recipe Watermelon Lip Balm. And I've got the Manny MUA Lunar Beauty Lip Gloss. And for eyeshadow, I have the M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. So lots of good stuff. If you would like to see how I got my thumbnail and how to get my look in the thumbnail, then just keep watching. Subscribe if you are not already. Like the video if you do while you're watching. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. By the way, I also have the Brow Boss Duo from Colourpop, the pencil, and so I have to take off my eyebrows, the pencil and the setting gel, and it's the tinted one. And I also have the All Nighter Face Primer from Urban Decay, so that's where I'm going next. This is the Longwear Foundation Grip Prep Smooth and Perfects. I haven't tried this yet, so here is what it looks like. It is white, seems to be, pretty thick. But it's thick, but it's thin, so it's sinking into my skin really quickly. You'll see what happens after about 1 minute of it being on the skin. It's definitely smoothing. It feels really smoothing and hydrating, and that's all I can ask for with a primer. It does feel a little bit tacky, which would help with foundation grippage. So we're going to be going with that Colourpop foundation. Let me take off my brows and we'll do that together. Alright you guys, one brow down and like 15 minutes later, no lie, here's what the Colourpop Brow Boss pencil looks like, and here's what the Brow Boss gel looks like. Except this one is brunette, so it's tinted like this. I like how small this is, it's really nice. And this one has a spoolie, which is great, and it comes up sort of micro tip. But when I was doing the other brow, it's not super creamy at all. It's very, very waxy. It is really difficult to get pigment to stick on the brow. I feel like this might be good for a beginner who has a really heavy hand, but it literally took me forever to do the other brow. This brow is not giving me that much of a hard time right now, so I'm like eating my words, but that brow took me forever to do. This brow is not giving me too much trouble, but it's super hard. You have to press really, really hard to get it to show up on the brow. So like I said, if you're very heavy-handed and you have a hard time, overdoing your brows all the time, this might be a good product for you. And for some reason, like, the product is getting stuck, like chunks of it getting stuck in my brow or on my skin. I don't know if that's normal, but I'm pretty heavy-handed when it comes to the brow. So this might just take me getting used to it. And I don't know if I want to use that M Cosmetics now or in a future video, because I have the Colourpop All That palette. And I feel like since I'm doing a lot of Colourpop, I should probably use the All That palette. And I don't see many people using this palette at all. So if you have it, maybe this could give you some inspiration for using this palette. But as you can see, it's taking me quite a bit of time to get that pigment down. But I mean, I'm not mad at it because it's so inexpensive. And I like the way my brows are turning out. They're turning out really natural looking, more natural than how I normally do them. So here we go with the Brow Boss gel. This was only $5. And this just locks it all in place. There is a clear one, but it leaves white on the brow. Okay. Try to save that. That was too pigmented in the front. So there's our brows. Okay, done. Now let's do our base. I got the No Filter Liquid Foundation in Light 50. I don't know, guys. It looks kind of like it's going to be a good match. So it's got a pump. This was like $11. It has 1 fluid ounce in it. Cruelty free. Made in USA, I think. No, it has a 12-month supply. Yes, made in USA. Okay. So I'm just going to pump some of this out onto my hand. Okay, really liquidy, but it's going to match me. I think it's definitely going to match. What I do is I put it on my face first, and I put it on the areas that I need it most first, and then I start blending it out. Let's try a sponge. I'm using a dry sponge because I didn't feel like wetting it. A lot of people are, you know, either all for this foundation or totally against it. There's really no in between with this product. You either love it or you hate it. So far, I feel like it's nice going on. It doesn't have a smell. It blends out super easy. I'm just going to go on the forehead with a little bit. I literally take the smallest amount for my forehead because I don't really need a lot of coverage up there. So yeah, it's not bad. It has good coverage. I don't really need a lot of coverage, I don't feel, and that just kind of did magic. I'm going to put a little bit on the blemish where my blemishes are. This looks really, really, really nice. There's no pilling. It's not oxidizing. It's really a thin foundation, so it doesn't feel heavy on my skin at all. I also got their concealer because after probably 10 tries of trying to get their concealer in the right shade, let's hope I did this time. All right, you guys, I got it in light 16. It looks like it's so light, but it does have that yellow undertone, which is going to cancel out any dark circles that I may have, because yellow will cancel out the blue. This looks like it has pretty good coverage as well. Honestly, this sponge is like too big for this right now. But yeah, it looks like a medium coverage concealer. I don't need any more than that. I'm good with that. And it doesn't look too light with this foundation, which I'm surprised about. I feel like it's a little bit of a satin matte finish, and that's the way I feel about the foundation as well. It's like a satin matte. You might not need to set this down if you're really, really dry, but I'm going to set the T-zone and the under eye. All right, so I've powdered, you know, my under eyes, my T-zone, and I'm going in with the Bite Beauty Changemaker powder in light 2. It looks like this. I'm just gonna take my Nana Cocoa Beauty powder brush, which is amazing. This brush is so good. This powder is really nice too. I have to powder right now because I'm sweating so badly. It is so hot under these lights, but this powder is making it look flawless. My foundation. And it's providing a little bit of extra coverage, I would say. Wow. I'm impressed. It's making it really, really smooth. I like that so far. And I want to do a wear test and then just leave it in the description box, you know, how it wore for you guys, because I need this camera for the rest of the day. So I'm going into this palette. It's called the All That palette. It doesn't have a mirror or anything, but here are the shades. Looking up close, they look really, really nice. They've got that glitter right there that is, you know, not for the eyes, but we've got some nice transition shades here and some deep shades. And this, the feels looks like this. It's definitely has glitter in it, and I can't tell if it's supposed to be black or like a dark blue or silver. I don't know, but we're going to be playing with this, and I'll swatch some of the shades out of here just so you guys can get the feel for it. So just swatch some of these shades. There's that pressed glitter, there's some metallics, and yeah, there's a matte. So let's go ahead and get into that. I almost forgot to try out this Glow Recipe Lip Pop. It's watermelon pink. So it looks like this, really, really cute. It's got, you know, a nice design. It's like circular, and there's the product. I feel like it has a tint to it. It almost feels like it's very hydrating, but it also feels like a lip exfoliator at the same time. It's got some granules in it, but it smells, oh my gosh, delicious. So what I did for the first eye over here was mix Wink Wink and Cha Cha just for the crease shade. All the brushes I'm using I will link below, but this one is a Jaclyn Hill 32. I'm going to be using a mixture of the Jaclyn Hill collection and the Profusion brushes, which I highly recommend because they function a lot like the Sigma brushes. So here we have our transition shade, really nice and pinky, berry kind of tone, which is similar to the look I did with my Natasha Denona. Similar to those transition shades, definitely. I just went ahead and did the same thing to my lower lash line with the same shades. And now I'm taking the shade Uncuffed right here on a small brush, and I'm using that as my brow bone highlight. It's a matte shade, so there's no shimmer in that, which I really, really like. Sometimes I like matte shades in my brow bone, or on my brow bone. In my brow bone, yes, I like it in my brow bone. That makes sense, actually. And plus, this is going to diffuse all the other shades as well if I went too harsh on them. So you can see that, it's really nice and bright. I like it. I'm going to take one of my favorite brushes. This is the JH, it's a crease brush, the JH40. And it's really, really small and tapered. And I'm going to take Please Me right here. And this is where this brush comes in handy. If you have, you know, hooded eyes or creased eyes, this makes detail work so easy, and it makes flicking out and getting a cat eye so easy with just this brush. I mean, do you see like what magic that just did? I barely had to do any work. And it just did all the work for me. So boom, simple, just like that, so easy. With my finger on this side, I went in with this shade Infatuation, super beautiful. I mean, I'm just going on the outer corner where it's the deepest and just putting that all the way up into the crease. Like, that's so stunning, so foiled. Then I'm gonna go into Fishnets and place that on the inner third to the half. It's like a nice pinky tone. Really very pretty. I don't know. Sometimes I think I might have to wet Colourpop shadows. Like, I think I would wet that one. I mean, that shade was okay and everything, but not my favorite. So look at the fallout on this. Look how insane that is. And this is the shade Risque. So I'm taking that and I'm spraying the brush because I want this to be really, really nice and intense and foiled. I wanted it to be brighter than the color I was using. And then I'm going to use that for the inner corner highlight and take that on the lower lash line as well, on the inner third. But yeah, so far this palette's not wowing me or anything. I mean, I really do like the color story, and if built up, the shades do look really nice, but it's taking a lot of building for this brightness to really come through. But that's, you know, okay. These palettes are really affordable, and I'm not up to date with all the new launches. So I just got this because it was older and it looked a lot like the Natasha Denona palette that I just used. So yeah, I like this look, but I want to make the outer corner a little more intense. So yes, I did take a flat brush and I went in with the shade The Feels on the lower half of the lash line. So I'm going to go do that in the crease and extend it out. All right, I did it on this eye already. I'm going to show you taking that same JH40 brush, and I'm just going to take the tiniest amount of that, put it on the way outer corner, and then just extend it outward and sort of connect the bottom with the top. And that just adds that extra dimension that I'm looking for. But take your time and don't use too much, you know, because I just went in with the smallest amount and it literally, oh, by the way, it does turn from shimmery, the particles go away. So I believe it's a sequin formula. You also have another sequin formula and it's called Come Through. Let's see if we can use that on top of this one. Is that too light now? I don't know. I have to do a lot of that on this palette. Honestly, that's really pretty. I like that topped. All right, I'm going to go put on liner, lashes, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. For lashes, I use the Alterego lashes in the style Celeb. These are $5 a piece. For bronzer, I use the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It in, I think this is 02 medium. And for contour, I use the Kevyn Aucoin little contour duo here from Sephora. It's only 25 bucks. It'll last you forever, but I do have a dupe and I've mentioned it in previous videos. It is the e.l.f. Contour Palette. There's a shade in there that is an exact dupe for that. So I just had that on hand. Can't find the e.l.f. Contour Palette. What I use for liner is the Esqido Waterproof Black Liner. And for my mascara, I use Milani Highly Rated. And liner, I use the Hyper Easy by Maybelline liquid liner. So here's what the eye look looks like. I love it. I love it. And I actually think it looks just as good as the Natasha Denona one. So if you can't afford Natasha Denona, get that palette, most definitely. Okay, now we're going to be going in with our blushes from Persona. So this one is Georgia. It's more of a peach. And then we have another one that is caramel. All right, so here are the two styles here. This one is Georgia, this one is caramel, and they're really cute. They don't have a mirror in them or anything, but they're very sleek and compact. They do have a sheen to them. They're not completely matte, just like the bronzer I use is not completely matte. So for this look, honestly, I could pull off the peach or this shade, but I think I'm gonna mix them. I'm just gonna mix them. Let's do Georgia first. It's called the Super Blush. These are very pigmented. Wow, that is stunning. Persona Cosmetics is so underrated. They're a brand that you guys definitely need to check out. I did a look with one of their palettes, the Identity 1 palette. So that is the caramel blush. Nope, Georgia, this is caramel. I'm just gonna layer that a little on top. So this is more of a pink look, and I'm very blushy at the moment, but I don't mind that. Love being blushed up. So there's what the blushes look like. Very, very pretty. Honestly, love those. But I do need to tone it down, so I'm going to take the sponge and just tone it down a little bit. That's something you can do. And cleaning up the cheeks. If you're ever, you know, worried about going overboard, just clean up the cheeks with either the powder brush or, you know, your sponge that you've used with a little bit of foundation on it, and then it tones it down a lot. So for my highlight, I'm going to be using the Revolution by Makeup Revolution. This is the highlighter Reloaded in the shade Just My Type. And of course, I will link everything down below so that you can find it very, very easily. But this is so good for people that have texture. It doesn't emphasize texture. It's very, very, very pigmented. You can take this from being just an everyday average highlighter to blinding. As you guys can see, it is so beautiful. I love this highlighter. I've been using it non-stop ever since I got it. Lit on the Cupid's bow. And I want to put a little bit, why not, in the inner corner, just to amp that up a little bit. You can see that amped it up a lot. So honestly, yes, love that. And for lips, what do I have that's new? I have a lot of new lip stuff. Alright, so I've just lined my lips with the LA Girl Sugar and Spice. This is so pigmented. It's like the perfect pinky nude. Like, look at that. It's so beautiful with a little bit of brown. But I've noticed that the NYX Nude Suede Shoes doesn't suit me anymore. It doesn't show up on me. So I'm going to try this Kokie Kissable Liquid Lipstick right here. It's in the shade Nirvana. I want to see what that looks like with this look. And if we don't like it, we can just change it. Honestly, that is about the same color as the lip liner. And this liquid lipstick is so comfortable. Like, it's a matte, but it doesn't dry down to a tight matte or anything like that. I love Kokie liquid lipsticks. Highly recommend. And now we're going to take the Lunar Beauty lip gloss. And this is in the shade Dreamy. Oh, I just cut it on my nose. This smells incredible. It smells like cupcakes. Ooh, and it's so pretty. Wow, that is so creamy and pretty and beautiful. And it's not sticky at all. It's really thin, but it looks plump and just delicious on the lips. So I'm going to be setting that down with the Urban Decay De-Slick. This is the Oil Control Makeup Setting Spray. I just had to get a new one because I went through the other one I had. I just got a travel size one. And of course, we gotta get the sprayer going. We're really lock and load for the day. So I really love that this foundation looks amazing on my skin. It has really good coverage. It's thin. It's not, you know, emphasizing any texture. It's not settling my smile lines. It's not making me look dry or crepey. Same with the concealer. I really, really like it. It doesn't dry out my under eyes. It's kind of perfect. And I love the Persona blushes. Like, how gorgeous are those? I'm going to try not to make any expression lines or faces while I'm having this dry down, because that's what causes creasing. That highlighter is beautiful. Like, I'm obsessed with it. I've been obsessed with it ever since I got it. And I love the Colourpop palette. What do you guys think about the eye look? I'm loving these lashes. I always have loved these lashes. And the lip from Kokie is beautiful. So I can't say anything bad. I think this look came out really, really well. I would not repurchase that brow pencil just because it's really difficult to work with. And, excuse me, honestly, the brow gel is not wowing me. It's not keeping my brows completely in place. You know, the brows are going to slip off. I'm going to need to use, you know, my trusted Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. I have so many of these clear brow gels, but I can't seem to find, you know, my full-size ones. Just find this little travel one that I've had for like 2 years, and it still has product left in it. But this is like hairspray for the brows. So I'm not impressed with the Colourpop brow pencil or gel. But other than that, this look came together really, really great. I love it. Love the eye look. Everything I'm loving. And I will leave in the description box how this wore. It's only about 1 p.m. in the afternoon, so we have a long time. I'm probably going to take this up at bedtime around 10:30, something like that. But overall, I think this looks really pretty. My complexion looks really, really great. I'm having a great makeup day right now. I love the eye look. Like I said, everything I will have listed down in the description box. I hope you guys love this look, but I would not repurchase the Glow Recipe Watermelon Lip Gloss, Lip Pop. It's just average. I mean, you can, honestly, my Blistex, my medicated Blistex works just as well as that. This is just all for hype, for the packaging, for the scent, anything like that. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are not already. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.